afternoon or night or whenever you're watching this. Well, it's nighttime for me, so we're just gonna say hello, good night, and I'm currently in Atlanta. So this video is pre-recorded. So hold on, guys, welcome to episode, I don't know what the number is, of Ruined Car Revival. Tonight, I am alone, as I have been the last two episodes, I think. We have some pretty cool stuff that we're doing tonight. Check it out. This is actual carbon fiber pieces with 3M on the back of it. There's two sections here. Some of this stuff we are doing, some of this stuff we are not doing. However, we are doing this stuff, and it takes a second. This stuff, you actually have to heat gun it and mold it to the pieces. You have to use 3M primer, you have to clean it. Like, there is a whole process with this stuff because it is actual carbon fiber. Therefore, it does take a second to mold with a heat gun. So it's going to be very interesting. It is going to take a second, and I'll try to record that process. God, this whole table's a mess. Don't forget, before we start this episode, remember that this is a Patreon supported series. Anything that I get from you guys, I'm putting back into the car. And at the end of this episode, or not episode, but the series, I'm going to sell this car to one of the people on Patreon known as the Pit Crew. I'm going to sell it to you guys for $10. So one of you guys are going to get it. So the more support we get with this car, the more I can do to it. Especially, it's going to be very important when we get to the exterior of this car. A lot of components are really expensive. For example, the headlights, the taillights, the hood, everything is very expensive, so we're really going to need a lot of support to get onto the exterior because we are approaching the end of the inside. I still have probably about two more major huge parts in the inside and then about 3 or 4 small parts left. If you want to support this series and you want to support this channel, there will be a Pit Crew link at the top of the comments. You're supporting the build, and I'm going to give this car possibly to you if you want it for $10. Waiting to get this stuff for a while, man. I've been really excited for it, so I'm actually going to go ahead and grab the door panels. We're going to start with that first. But a lot of the stuff that you're going to see me not do, so I'm going to do a lot of stuff I'm not going to do. That is because that piece is actually going to be 100% carbon fiber. Like you guys know, what did we switch out so far? For an example, inside of here, we switched out that entire middle console for carbon fiber. Instead of putting stick-on things, that's what we did. However, there's still so many parts in here we're taking out for carbon fiber. So the pieces that we don't do, it'll kind of give you an idea of that. So it's pretty simple. The layout's up here. I got this off of eBay. There's a guy that creates them. And you can kind of see they lay everything out, basically how it looks in here. These are basically the window pieces for the passenger side. That is what these are right here. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start with those. Most likely, these ones right here we won't use because these go for the door handle. And like I said, we replaced the entire door handle. But we will start with this one. That is for the actual passenger side window switch. Which can be found right here. That is this plastic ugly piece right here. With the window switch, you can switch and you can see, just look at this piece. You can see the top of it and how like scuffed up and ugly it is. So it's gonna be really nice to, I mean, especially up there, to really make this kind of stand out and look nice. Okay, so the first thing is we have this and it has a red backing on it. Before you actually go to do a part, you wanna go ahead and make sure that this part does go to this. As you can clearly tell, that goes right something like that on that piece. Something like that, giving it a nice carbon fiber topper, cleaning it up. So it is made custom to fit, so you might have parts that aren't exactly where you want them. All you have to do is kind of trim them up. It might take a second, but that's kind of where we want it to sit, about right there. What you're gonna see throughout this entire video is this process right here. You can see how dirty this piece was. This is simply alcohol pads. You don't need alcohol pads. All you really need is some rubbing alcohol and maybe a microfiber cloth. Just clean this part off. I'm even cleaning parts that I don't have to, just while we're at it. Clean it off, get it all grease-free, and get ready for the actual 3M. Your surface is adequately nice and dry. You want to take your piece one more time, just kind of test fit it and see where it's going to look, see where you want the edges to sit, and exactly kind of what you want to look. And on this one, what I'm really doing is looking at the door switch. So I don't want it to be overlapping like that and be covering my door switch or my window switch. What I want it to do is kind of sit on the very edge of that right there. And at this point, what you want to do is kind of note to yourself where you see this lining up at. And then what you need to do is take your 3M pin and prepare your surface with the 3M primer. I've seen one of these before in the series. I used this improperly last time. I didn't actually put it on the surface of where the 3M was going. So what this actually is a pen, and it's a primer, and it basically prepares the surface for basically 3M, and you can actually see it this time. It does come out quite a bit, and all this really does is allows the surface to be prepared for the 3M. So, and this kind of essentially makes sure that the 3M doesn't come off. And what you really want to do in this is kind of focus on your edges. And like I said, I am kind of ballparking this right now because we don't know exactly where we're putting it. But what we'll do is heat up this piece. We don't really have to stretch this or do any type of forming. This piece is flat. However, you still want to heat this up to get this activated to allow this to be extremely sticky and be able to form if needed. I got a cheap little heat gun from Walmart. I have the 3M on the back nice and ready to go down, so when it goes down it doesn't ever come back up. So we'll go ahead and apply this. Remove the backing just like any 3M product. It's the same concept. It's very smooth on the back. Make sure you don't get anything underneath that. You'll cause bumps and stuff like that. So then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, this piece is hard because I don't have anything it's sitting on. I'm actually going to line this up with the window first, with the switch, like so, and then have everything else kind of sit. And like that's sitting exactly where I showed you guys and right where I wanted it. Kind of just want to press down on the spots, focus on your edges. And like I said, this isn't like vinyl, okay? So vinyl will come up very easily, you know, after it's been hit and weathered and stuff spilled on it. This is very thick because this has actual carbon fiber in it. These are very light pieces. I mean, it's just you're adding on, so if anything, you are adding weight. But it's very light. So kind of just want to make sure all the edges are down. And this shouldn't go anywhere. This should last the lifetime of the car. These edges don't come up like vinyl. If I scrape my finger like that, they don't come up. So that's that door piece, and you can kind of see it looks a lot better than it did before. So let's get on to the other pieces. episode was a much less of a talking episode, much more of a doing. I was testing that out, see if you guys rather see stuff or hear me talk. You're gonna see a lot of these pieces are not used. These are the windows, these are the doors. I gotta put that on the other panel. That's the radio, obviously we don't need that. These are the vents in the center console, and that is the other door side that I have to do, and the other vent. Now, if we take a tour inside here, you're probably gonna notice something. That's silver, that's chrome, and the far one is silver. That's because whether you've picked up on it or not by now, those are not staying. Those parts are all coming out for full carbon fiber parts. The carbon fiber things we just did are more of an add-on to kind of make it look nice and homey and matching in here. With a console that is full carbon fiber, these vents will be actual carbon fiber, so will that, and so will this, and so will that far one. And what this does is just going to blend in. This just puts accents everywhere, even on the top here, on the steering wheel, right here, around the radio. Looks absolutely fantastic, and I know it's really hard to show you guys because of this lighting, but it really does look good, and that goes with the consisting carbon fiber thing that we have going on. I realize we have to buy a rear view mirror at some point. We don't have one. Hope this kind of makes sense for the future of this. This is about done as far as we go up top. We have the carbon fiber accents. We have actual carbon fiber. We're going to have more actual carbon fiber. This awful, ugly Ford logo is going to go bye-bye. We don't have to worry about it. I hate that thing. Like, that is so tacky. Why would you put that in the car? I don't know if you guys remember. You want to go look at the older episodes. This right in here has scratches like someone took a knife and literally went like this and started punching it. It looks really bad. Like if someone was actually trying to make the airbag go off by punching it. However, with the addition of this carbon fiber stick-ons here, it really cleans that area up. You don't see that anymore, and it looks nice and clean and new. And when we get the vents in, it will look even better. But like I said, those are really expensive, so we have to be careful with it. Stuff happening up here, and then you guys know, of course, the back. The last thing we did in the back was just clean it up. Those seats got to come out. We're probably going to do a full delete. Not sure what else we're going to do in here at the back. I'm actually going to make a poll. I'm going to need you guys. I know we haven't done a poll in a second, but it's time to do another poll for my people in the Patreon. I need to know what you guys want to do in the back. We're going to get a consensus and see exactly what everybody wants to do, and that's what we're going to do. We did a poll earlier, and it was pretty obvious of what we were going to do, but I'm going to run another one because there's a lot of new people. If you want to get in on that poll, make sure you go join the pit crew. We're going to do a poll after this episode and see really what we want to do with the back, and after I get that results, that's what we're going to do with the back. And then that will about sum up the inside. The inside is coming to an end. Exciting and really nervous at the same time because that brings us to the outside. There is so much to do on the outside. From moving parts like the brakes and rotors got to go, to wheels, to tires, to the louvers, to this ugly hood that needs to go, to everything. The logo is blacked out. Anything internally, the headlights, the taillights, the blinkers, we still have to get the horn in properly. Guys, like I said, we're coming into the final episodes, I'd say final 4 to 5 episodes of the interior. Probably not even that much, that's just a guesstimate. We'll have to start putting everything back in, getting it all set, and then we will move on to the outside. I know it's a much anticipated part. That's all the sexy looking parts and everything that looks good, and everybody, that's what everybody sees, and I know it's what everyone is waiting for. Is this episode, I'm not sure if you guys liked it or not. I would actually want to see it down in the comments. Do you guys like more of a talking episode, or do you guys like more of a hands-on episode? I know the episodes will get a little more entertaining when Thumper and DRZ are here, because we get to feed off each other and joke around and stuff like that. But unfortunately, they couldn't be here because I'm going to Atlanta. But I want to see what you guys think. What you guys do? You guys rather a episode where there's just a lot of talking and you're watching me do it stuff while I'm talking, or do you rather an episode that is just doing and you're watching stuff get done? Let me know down in the comments. I'd really want to know. I love your faces. I'm probably out making a dual vlog right now with Chase. I'll see you guys on the next Ruined Car Revival. Make sure you support it. Take it easy. Subscribe, like, and comment. Later.